Welcome back to MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries with Platinum X here. The new campaign, new playthrough. The first episode was the first 3 missions and the initial cutscene cinematic, or not really cutscene, but the first, it starts off with a cinematic scene to kind of give you the basis behind the story. So the first 4 missions, you're trying to get away from the ones that ambushed you there in the beginning during that cinematic. So you were set up, you were hit, father killed, and now you're trying to get away. The mercenary company is yours, and right now it's just me and 2 mechs. Centurious in repair, and the Javelin is repaired and ready to go. But this next mission, we're just going to be using the Centurion because, again, it's only me. I don't have another pilot for the Javelin. So, real quick though, I'm not sure if I can do it since there's already a work order, which I don't need to go down there. I was just in the panel. All right, right here. Yes. All right, so you see where it says paint mech? So there's going to be 2 trophies in this episode. Once we complete this 4th mission, then we will be in the free roam that will end like the first act. There'll be a trophy for ending that first act and escaping our starting system of D-Berry, I think it's called. And so there's a trophy once we finish this mission, and there's another trophy here for painting your mech. So let's go ahead and go into paint mech. And you can choose one of these presets. You can change the color. I like this Storm Surge. And I already have a preferred color scheme. Looks like it's more orange than... I don't want orange, I want red, damn it. Gotta darken that up a little bit. There we go. Now it's damaged. Once it's fully repaired, it'll look a little better, but it's damaged right now. It's in repair. But that completes my schematic, my paint schematic, or paint design, whatever. So hit X, select, wait, no. Back out of this. Now hit apply. Square, boom, trophy popped, easier than painting miniatures. Now, I already had that, but that's kind of the cool thing about this game is all these trophies are also internal. So you don't even have to go to... Well, I can't access it right now. In these first 4 missions, you can't... These are the only 2 things you can access. You can't access all the other things. But under operations, you can go under operations. There's a tab for you to look at all the trophies that you have yet to get. And it kind of keeps track of them where... from the dashboard, when you're looking at your profile and the trophies, when you have to do something so many times, it doesn't really keep track of it for you. Well, the internal system here keeps track of it for you, so it's great. And then each playthrough is going to repop those trophies each playthrough. So that's kind of cool. So even though I'd already had that trophy, it basically just popped so you could see, boom, acquired the trophy. So that's cool. And my videos, for some reason, aren't even popping my trophies. I need to call PlayStation to find out, like, hey, what is there a setting I can make sure, because I've got it turned on, like the little 30-second recordings.
Hi, Commander.
That I've got it set to just automatically record like a 30-second clip every time I get a trophy. Those will show the trophy popping. But my hour-long videos that I'm posting for the playthrough, it's not showing the pop-up of the trophy unlocking. I'm just having to call it out. So I need to call him to find out like what's up with that.
Come back and see me.
Will do.
So I like how this game is as far as those trophies like popping up internally in the game without it having to be PlayStation popping it up and saying boop trophy. All right, now this one. Head to the okay. So right now, again, we were hit by a rival, or by a rival mercenary group. Who hired him? Who was after us? Who wanted us dead? Or was after. It's actually my father. They were at, or the character's father that they were after, and they killed him. So again, you're kind of like running. You're on the run. So we want to rename our mercenary company. It was Nick's Cavaliers. I think his name was Nikolai. So we want to edit that. Hit triangle. And let's see here. We are Platinum Extreme. And then you can change. There's only 19 symbols to choose from. I like this one down here. All right, so now we've renamed our mercenary company. Go back and speak to Rihanna.
Okay, Commander. We split one. We're good.
View transmission. Basically, this is the company that we've done these missions for. Again, Rihanna knew this guy Spears. I've been skipping through all this just to get through that last, get those first 3 missions in that first episode. But now I've got a little more time to kind of go over this. So she knew this guy Spears that's helping us get out of the system because, again, we're being hunted. So we've changed our mercenary company's name. So again, this will allow us to get out and be establish ourselves as a new mercenary company, kind of like under the radar. So, kind of throw off these people that were after. And of course, they killed Nikolai anyway, so that was really their target, I guess. But so anyway, the company that, or the guy that she contacted, Spears, set us up with this mining company. We were doing favors for them, doing missions for them, while they got everything set up to get us out of here, arrange transport and all that, and then again to earn the money, we got to pay them. They're not doing it for free, so, doing the jobs for them is the favor. They're paying us for the jobs we're doing, but again, that's the favor we're doing for them getting us out of the system. So here we are, hooking up to the jump ship, and this is how space travel works in this game. What we're flying around in is a drop ship, but it can't jump to other galaxies, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't jump to the next system. So that's what the drop ships are for, is to jump between systems around the galaxy. Or solar system, whatever. Alright, so now we're in the last mission of the Act 1, I think, is what it's called. So, contracts, this is the last contract for them. Interstellar Expeditions is our employer for these first 4 missions. And this one is basically, we're going in, like, they have a facility that's under attack. So we're going in to provide support and hold off the raiders or the mercenaries that's attacking them so they can get out. So we're just providing cover, holding off the mercenaries. I'm going to go ahead and select salvage on this one because I will be encountering more mechs, which means weaponry. If I can blow off the legs, more weapons will show up in the salvage. Or if I could even, take them out with a headshot. I think I got my red and blue or teal kind of swapped. I need to swap that around, but I'll do that later. Alright, so we're limited to 50 tons, but we don't have any extra mech. So even though we got another, pilot, even though we've got a 30-ton mech, we don't have a pilot for it, so we're limited to this one mech. Now in this mission, we will recruit another pilot and like automatically get, you know, the mech he's using. So we get another mech and pilot at the end of this mission. And then we'll be in free roam and then can go hire more pilots for that. Well, I mean, we've at least got one extra mech, a javelin, so we need to hire at least one more pilot so that we can use all of our mechs. And then two, I mean, we've got to, you know, I mean, at this point, after the money I've made on these missions, you know, should have a few million. I can buy a new mech and a couple of more pilots. And as many times as I try to save that dude in this mission, like I've restarted this mission so many times just trying to save him during this first little encounter because he's about to get, boom, he's gone already. So again, I've tried so many times to keep that dude alive. And I actually got him, like I almost pulled it off one time. Like the mission was almost complete, but yet there's just too many enemies that later on, I mean in a little bit here, we'll be encountering too many enemies to even worry about that dude. It's just like, I've tried so hard to keep him alive and it just does not work. So my advice, don't even worry about that dude. That's not the pilot or mech that I was talking about. Which I think it's that blue one that's on the screen right now on my radar. See that blue little triangle? That's the mech that's defending the base. There he is, Lieutenant Leon Freeman. He's the one we'll be recruiting, and he'll bring his mech with him. But of course, once he's part of our company, it's our mech and our pilot to do with as we can put him in a different mech. We can take his mech and use the mech ourselves, you know what I mean? Do whatever you want. It's your company. And when you fire long-range missiles, it's important to maintain targeting until the missiles hit. Otherwise, they'll miss. Oh, come on. Damn it. Now there is a repair bay in this mission. So, like early on like this, don't worry about the damage you take because you can repair it. But this is like the only mission. There's only like one other mission in the game. Or maybe some of the DLC. I can't remember if there's any. There's not many missions. There's only like literally 2 or 3. Like there's very few missions in the game that you'll come across a repair bay.
Yeah, said you guys needed some reinforcements.
That's an understatement. My entire lance was wiped out. They came down on us like a ton of bricks, out of nowhere. Wave after wave. Been holding them off as best I can, but I don't think I could have held out much longer.
Well, we're here now, and we've got your back.
I appreciate that.
I'm here. What's this wee shit? I'm here. I don't have anybody else with me.
We still need to protect this site.
Copy that, but they'll be coming back soon enough. Like I said, they attack in waves.
Alright, now there is... See that shield icon up there?
Defensive turrets. Those should help.
We can activate the turrets. That's what they're talking about right now.
Turret generator close spy up
But
on the hill.
when we turn on the generator, turn on the turret, so we'll get some
Still up to no
support
limit.
from
You want to try turning it
turrets
back on? I'll watch your six.
during this encounter.
Sure thing.
Alright, where's the generator?
Hostile contacts.
Dude.
Inbound.
Where's the
Looks
fucking
like it looks
generator?
like
Okay,
has
it's...
enemy armor,
Oh, it's
Commander.
that little, like, treasure box looking thing. Oh wait, no, that's the repair bay right there, I think. There's the generator. Or the power supply, whatever. You can call it a generator? Yeah, power generator, okay.
Turrets are now online and active, Commander.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target acquired.
I don't think I was fully locked on when I fired. Oh, come on. Still not fucking destroyed?
Target
Excuse my language, it's just irritating.
acquired.
So I don't really like long-range missiles, I prefer short-range missiles.
Target destroyed.
Oh, and you can, like, step on tanks, but it will do a little bit of damage to you. And you don't exactly get any weapon skill for stepping on it. There's no weapon skill for stepping on it, or even melee attacks, like punching. And there are mechs that can actually hold, like, swords and maces, and they do a crap load of damage. I'm pulling back here because there's another group of generators to turn on once we finish this wave. So I'm trying to get in position to turn it on quickly and then access the repair bay. Is it
Stay
destroyed?
on him. Nice shooting. There's a repair bay we can use. First, you need to cycle on the second turret generator.
Okay, I'm on it.
Multiple hostiles converging on your location, Commander. I'm picking up 10, 12 bogies this time.
I told you, these guys never quit. Keep up the pressure.
Now, these repair bays, it's not like repairing on the ship. Any limbs that get blown off, you can't replace the limbs. You can only repair. Whoa. You can only repair what's left. Try not to take too much damage.
Target destroyed.
I will avenge my lance mates.
Alright. And that repair bay is right there. And I pointed it out before, it was like collapsed into the ground, but when it was powered up, it just raised up out of the ground. Just walk into it, hold square.
Offline.
And then since I only took, like, you know, just armor damage, I should be fully repaired. And I am.
Let's take these bastards down.
And it might even have given me some ammo. Yep, I'm back up to full ammo as well. But again, there's only just very few missions, like literally like 2 or 3 throughout the entire playthrough that you're going to come across repair bays.
Target acquired. Target acquired.
We're about to encounter another mech. I think another Centurion. But I don't have enough salvage points to really worry about like taking the head off. I mean, if I take the head off, that will preserve all of its weapons. But it's not exactly easy taking a head off. Well, it is, for me, I use laser weapons. I prefer laser weapons because they're just so easy to rip heads off with. But you need more than 2 lasers. 2 medium lasers would take too long to take a head off. But when you have a mech that's got like 6 or 8 medium lasers, oh yeah, you definitely take heads off. Or even a large and like 4 or 6 mediums.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
But ballistic weapons like the AC cannon, like believe me, it's fun. It's awesome because of the sound the cannon makes, especially the AC-20. And then you just watch a mech fall over and crumble because you blew its head off. That's fun. A gauze rifle doesn't make quite the impressive sound of an AC-20. It's more of a pew, or not exactly that sound. I'm not good with sound effects, but a gauze rifle is still a big weapon. Major, does a lot of damage. And it's long range. It's a long range rifle that does, a crap load of damage. Not quite as much as an AC-20. It's a short range weapon, but it still does a lot of damage. So it's really nice ripping a head off too, especially at long range, like you're sniping them with a gauze rifle. But it's harder to hit the head with those types of weapons. Like it's so much easier with laser weapons. So ballistic weapons just requires a lot more skill. Like that right there did not hit the head, it hit the torso. So I'm gonna take off his legs. Well, again, legs are pretty heavily armored. Damn it, my legs are all wonky here. Boom, there it is. So that at least, I would not have enough salvage points for the mech anyway. Even this Assassin is a 40-ton mech, so that's the medium. Light goes up from 25 to 35 ton, or 20 actually is the lightest light mech. So 20 tons to 35 is light mech. And then from 40 up to 55 are medium mech. You did. I think I took out a center torso. When you blow out a center torso, you want to get away from it because it might explode. It's a small radius. It's not like a big radius, but if you're close to it, it's going to damage you. And the explosions usually damage like all over your mech because again, it's area effect. So you'll take like a little bit of damage to like every part of the mech.
I don't think I could have held that much longer myself if you hadn't dropped him. I appreciate it.
I'm glad we were able
So I could have focused on the legs of that assassin as well, because again, I did put extra points into salvage to get those weapons, but I probably just destroyed everything on that mech as bad as I blew it up. Or I don't know that it blew up, but I mean, I did a shitload of damage all around that mech. So I was probably blowing its weapons off, destroying them with my gunfire, even without it blowing up. So light mechs will take anywhere from like 12, maybe even 11, but it all just depends on how much damage you do to it as far as how many points it takes to pick it up off the battlefield in the salvage menu. So that right there shows we got that Jenner mech. That was the mech the other pilot was using, Leon. So we got that mech and we got that pilot. No mechs. So again, when you take out the legs, it doesn't always show up on the salvage list. Its weapons should be on here. So it had like an AC5, an LRM, probably. But actually it looks like, honestly, it looks like none of its weapons even showed up, even though I blew its legs off, which is kind of horseshit. But that's the thing with legs, it's iffy on whether it shows up or not. If you take off a head, it's going to show up on the list. But neither mech showed up here, which again, I didn't have enough points for the mechs anyway, because again, light mechs, it all depends on how much damage you do to it, but on average, let's say a light mech can be anywhere from like 11 to 15, 16 points. Like if you take a head off, I might even go up to 18. I don't know. I can't remember like how much, like if all you did was rip the head off, then I don't know exactly how many points a light mech will go up to. Definitely 16, maybe 17, 18 even. Medium mechs kind of start out at 17, 18, and that's when you've done a lot of damage to them. Ripping a head off a medium mech, it's in like the lower to mid 20s on salvage points. So again, as you can see, I even put one negotiation point and I only have 6 points. So you got to get those reputation points, or the reputation up there, and you get your mercenary recognition. You level up your mercenary company. You establish a good standing with your employers on people that give out the missions, so that you have negotiation points, so that you can get enough salvage points to actually start getting battle mechs off the field in this salvage menu. So for right now, it looks like that's the best I can do on value. But one thing though, hang on, let me redo this. See this LRM ammo here? I should have been paying attention to this in the previous salvages, which I really, it's not like I was fighting any mechs though. I don't think I remember seeing any ammo in the list. Ammo is expensive, like especially missile ammo. Machine gun, autocannon ammo, until you get it to like AC-20, is not. It's pretty cheap. Even rifle ammo, it's actually pretty cheap. But when you get it like the AC-20 ammo, that can be a little bit pricey. But still, that type of ammo is much cheaper than like the missile ammo, though. The missile ammo is expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this LRM ammo. That way I ain't got to worry about buying any. Looks like I've already got 3 tons though. But anyway, I'm just going to stick with it. Alright. So I'm basically 2 on everything with armor at 3. So I'm leveling up my character here. I'm 13 out of 60. So each one of those things maxes out at 10. There's 6 categories, so that's why it's 13 out of 60. I made 700k on that mission, and because of the repair bay, I got very little damage. There's Leon, picked up Leon. Let's go ahead and repair this sucker. Actually, I think I'm going to hold off on the repairs because that was the 4th mission. So now we will be entering free roam.
Hi, Commander. Excellent work. Spears thinks you did a hell of a job. A chip off the old block. As you know, your father and Spears did a lot of work together over the years. Proved quite lucrative.
Let's hope so.
But we need more than one client if we're going to survive out here. That's what I wanted to talk with you about. Our next move. We're operating with a clean slate now, thanks to the new mercenary ID number Spears provided. A whole new name, new outfit. Now we need to get to work rebuilding our capabilities and establishing our reputation. Won't be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. You up for it?
What do you think?
I think we better get started then. Plenty of war zones in the inner sphere where we can pick up work. A few safe harbors as well. Places we can hire more pilots, get our hands on cheap supplies. First, we need to earn some sea bills to pay for it all. Other than that, I see a bright future ahead of us, Commander.
Me too.
Speaking of the future, we have a pending transmission from IE already. Seems Spears has put the word out to his colleagues that we can be trusted to get the job done. Before diving right in, I recommend we head to one of the industrial hubs in this region. Pockets of relative stability where we can acquire new equipment and mechs, hire new pilots. We have more mechs than MechWarriors at the moment, so it would be good to expand the ranks. Repairs are cheaper in these regions too. Either way, I've marked the location of the IE contract on the star map. It's there whenever you're ready.
Roger that. Thanks, Rihanna.
You're welcome, Commander.
Okay, there it is, Under Siege. That is the trophy for like completing that first act. And now, as you can see across the top, we have all of our options available. The star map, equipment. You can cycle through you, filter it by, damn it, go back. That's purchase and sell. Filters, square. So square will cycle through. There's ballistic weapons, you know, ammo, weapons that require ammo, laser weapons, missiles. This is different types of equipment, which you'll find out later, unless you already know about them. What kind of different types, like ECM systems that jam radars, probes that enhance your radar ability, masks that like have a speed boost. I mean, there's different types of equipment that'll show up there. AMS systems, anti-missile systems that shoot down missiles, which the mech has to be outfitted for it. So there's very few mechs that have AMS systems. This is like fists and melee weapons. You specifically have to have a melee mech that's equipped to handle like a melee weapon. Otherwise, and you would think, well, shouldn't any like mech with a fist be able to hold a weapon? But the thing is, it's all about tonnage. So mechs that are designed for melee weapons takes the tons, and you know, it's got to take the tons from somewhere to make available to, like, you know, make the use of a melee weapon. So it has to be a specific melee mech to hold these melee weapons. But fist, any mech, and it's all based on size. Assault mechs are the largest mechs, 80 to 100 tons. So these melee weapons and fists are based on size categories. So right now we've got a light mech and a medium mech. So we could do medium knuckles to put on the medium mechs, where one arm is a gun. So we would only need one fist for the other arm that has an actual fist. And it's knuckles. So basically it is like adding some reinforcement or adding knuckles to the fist so that it does more damage. Because we can already punch with the hand. This just does more damage when you punch. That's new. I've never seen a lance before. There is a recent DLC to this game that's come out recently. I was going to post a 100% mech database because I had acquired all the mechs. And as soon as I did that, they released another DLC with more mechs, and well, it was no longer a 100% database, so I haven't posted it. It's like, you bastards. But down below, like I said before, market operated by the House Davian. That's the system. Like, the area we're in is controlled by the House Davian. So the market is controlled by Davian, and we already have a recognized standing with Davian, giving us a 5% discount, as well as a 5% increase on selling. Let's go back. This is where ammo and jump jets and heat sinks show up. And then if I go back to sell, so yeah, so that increases our, that 5% also increases our sell price and reduces our purchase price. So it goes up to like 25%, I think, when you max that out. So that's what I'm holding all that salvage junk that I'm not really ever intending on using, but I'm holding it until I max out that bonus so that I get the most out of, you know, the junk that I sell when I sell it. So all this tier 0 shit, you know, again, I'm gonna wait till I can sell it for the most possible by maxing out that discount and, you know, the recognition bonus. Mechs, you can buy these mechs. Every system will have, these are damaged mechs though. Like the only thing that's left of that is the cockpit. So that's, I mean, that's only a 20-ton mech, but still, that's a pretty hefty repair bill considering the only thing left of it is the cockpit. That's funny. You see the little yellow dot you see right here is the undamaged, or the areas of the mech where, see, this one got its legs taken off and one of the arms blown, actually one of the torsos blown off, but the center torso is still there, but this one, the only thing that's there is the cockpit. Oh, that's funny. And then of course you can also sell your mech. So I've got 3 mechs now, and no, I'm not buying that mech. Barracks is your pilot roster. I only have 2 pilots, and there's no pilots to hire in this system. Operations, so this right here, which once we hit reputation 4, there'll be cantinas opened up to us that'll offer us like side jobs. There's different types of side jobs. Collecting equipment, so it'll tell you, okay, well, turn in like 10 tier 0 machine guns, and then when you turn that in, you'll get experience in this. As you get experience in this category, you unlock these mech upgrades. These are very expensive, and once you do it, you can't sell it back, because it's part of the structure of the mech, part of the internals of the mech. The only way to, once you do it, you can like choose something else that will like kind of like replace it. But again, it's very costly, takes a lot of time. So I normally wait till I unlock everything all the way up, all these categories. I'll max all this out, unlock all the upgrades, then I'll start refitting my mechs with upgrades. And again, these are the different categories. War Dog is for like vehicles. There'll be different missions to hunt different, you know, destroy different, like so many of each type of vehicle. Treasure Hunter, there'll be missions that'll tell you, okay, well, go there and find this item. And then you return it, you get experience on that one. Mech Hunter is killing certain types of mechs. You'll get a mission, go kill 3 locusts, which was the ones destroyed in the market that I just showed you. Mech Collector is, oh, well, you know, give me 2 Centurions. Like the mech that I was using is a Centurion. So Mech Collector is, you know, turning in a certain number of different, you know, a different type, you know, a certain mech. All right, so that's all them categories. But again, these upgrades like definitely make, you know, big differences. So I'm not even going to go over all the different upgrades till I start using them. Stats, this basically gives you your total net worth right now. I've got a 10 million net worth, and I've only I don't even have 4 million on hand. But that's because I've got 4 million on hand. Those 3 mechs that I have add up to a total value of 5 million. along with all the weapons that I have available in my equipment list there that I was looking at. All of that totals up to 919,000. Weapons and equipment, another equipment wise, another 276,000. So again, that's my total worth, is over 10 million. And then again, my pilot salaries. Now if you look up in the top right corner, due in 26 days, 107,000. So you have to work, you have to make money in order to pay your dues, which is your pilots. You got to pay your pilots, including yourself. You get 25,000. Leon, I'm only paying 12,000. And it's like every 90 something days. It's due in 26, but then in 26 days it'll be like, it's like 90 something days, 93 days or something like that. So every 93 days you have to pay your dues. Battle mech upkeep. Well, it costs money to maintain your mechs. I mean, again, it's like paying your crew basically, because we do have a crew, and especially the people that repair the mech and all that. So it's an upkeep. It's a maintenance cost on, you know, keeping those battle mechs running and everything. Now that only, when you go back to the battle mech screen and our work orders, so here's what's in the active hangar, and then here's what's available. Now this expands beyond more than 8. I'm not sure exactly how many is the max. Maybe like 16, maybe 20 total, with 4 here and like 16 down here. It's at least 20, maybe even 24. But again, there's only so many available mechs you can have. And then there's cold storage. So once you put it in cold storage, it's basically stripped of everything except armor. All of its weapons are stripped off. Any of those mech upgrades that I was telling you about are very expensive, take a long time. And, you know, again, they're very expensive. It's not like weapons. When the weapons are stripped off, you can reuse those weapons. Those upgrades, no, they're gone. So anytime you put a mech in cold storage, it completely strips it, except for the armor. So this is how I put everything in cold storage, especially like for those mech collector things that I was going over with you in the operations there. I'll throw all the mechs in there, and then when I see a mech collector mission, I'll look to see, well, do I have them already? If I don't have them already, I don't normally accept those kind of missions. I wait till I actually have the mechs to turn in when I accept it, because you can only have up to 6 of those at any one time. Go back to operations here, faction standing. These are all the different factions, and it tells you, like right now I've got 35 with House Davian. That gives me a +1 negotiation point, so that's a positive. I'm considered recognized. House Liao, I'm at -20. I'm suspicious. I've got a -1 negotiation point for any missions that I do for them. House Merrick, -15. House Karita, -35. Which Liao and Karita neighbor Davian. So Davian pretty much always at war with, or having, you know, battles with Liao and Karita. So starting in the Davian area, it kind of makes sense that Karita and Liao are in the negative. Where House Steiner is Davian's ally and later forms an alliance and they become one house. Like a marriage, you know, there's a marriage between one to the other, and there's an alliance between the two, and then they just become one house. But that's why you have a positive. You got a 35 to Steiner as well, because of their relation with Davian. But then the other 3 houses, you know, they don't like you because you're tied to those 2 houses. Independence, you're going to come across everywhere. So we were working for an independent faction. So we already have a 49 bonus, +1 negotiation point with independent houses. Then it breaks it down further. Outlaws, we're in the negative because they're kind of similar to bandits. Actually, bandit says subsidiary of outlaws. So that's why that's in the negative, because that's who we're fighting against. And the periphery realms is like outside. If we go to the star map, periphery realms are all these out here. That's outside house-controlled territory. But even in house-controlled territory, you'll still come across missions either accepting it to fight against them or accepting them as an employer. So that's why they're on here. Outworld Alliances, same thing as Peripheral Realms. Taurian Concordant, again, same thing. Well, it says right there, subsidiary of Periphery Realms. Interstellar Expeditions is subsidiary of Independence. That's who we were working for. So that's why our independent reputation is up, because we were working for Interstellar Expeditions. Magistry of Canopus, again, subsidiary of Periphery Realms. And Mercenaries, who aren't a subsidiary of anybody, but that's who, in that fourth mission, that's who we were up against, is Mercenaries, which you don't normally, that doesn't pop up like very often. There is a DLC though that at some point, like you, well actually I think even right now, because I do have that DLC, it should be like we should just be able to encounter on a mission if we're in an area that another mercenary company is operating in. They can, there's a chance that they can drop in to either assist us or engage us. And there's the trophy list. Or wait, no, there was faction standings. Okay, objectives. This will be a list of every objective, which you can have a whole long list of different missions and objectives that you just haven't done yet. It's going to happen. There'll be a long list there. So you can scroll through there to see, well, which one do I want to do next? Trophies here, like I said, I love how this game does this. So in this episode, I unlocked Under Siege for completing Act 1 of the campaign and applying a custom paint job to a mech. But right here, we've got destroy 75 light mechs. I've got 0. Destroy 75 medium mechs. Well, in that last mission, there was 2. There was a 40-ton assassin, that's a medium mech, and a 55-ton griffin, which is another medium mech. So I've destroyed 2 medium mechs out of the 75. So I love how this keeps track of your progression in those trophies. And again, it does this each playthrough and isn't just limited to your PlayStation profile or whatever game system you're on. So again, 0 light mechs, 0 heavy mechs, 0 assault mechs. But there's a trophy for each one of them, killing 75 or destroying 75 of each one. Then ground vehicles, 250 ground vehicles. I've destroyed 66 out of 250. Flying vehicles, 37 out of 250. Turrets, 6 out of 250. Challenge accepted. Complete 5 missions with your lance at least 50 tons under max tonnage in a campaign or career. That's something you have a max drop weight, which you can go over. Then you just take negative negotiation points in your contract if you go over the tonnage. But there is a maximum tonnage set for each mission that you take. So going 50 tons under that max is something you would have to just consciously do and then complete. It says 5 missions while under 50 tons of max tonnage. So that's something you consciously, have to think about and intentionally do. Same thing with like defense missions. Complete 10 defense missions with the base health at 80% or more. Now, you might not even consciously be thinking about it. It might just happen. But again, it's something to keep in mind. If you want to get this trophy, you need to make sure you're not letting those bases take too much damage. So this is for 10 missions while maintaining that base health above 80%. And it does say above, so I think 80% is, like, it doesn't count. Like, it has to be like 81%. Well, it does, no, it does say 80% or more. Okay. Warzone missions are, then there's another name for them too. It's Warzone and then Battlefield. I think there's 2 different names for these type of missions. And this is the one I was talking about it before. I can't remember if it was in this episode or the last episode, where the mission continues. Like, even after you complete it, wave after wave of enemy will keep coming, and you'll get bonus C-bills for each enemy you kill during that time until you extract. But the extra C bills you're earning would just be a complete waste if you're sticking around long enough, getting your arms blown off and your weapons destroyed. So again, you have to kind of gauge when it's time to pull out, because again, you don't want to be wasting your bonus payout on, again, on heavy repair bills and destroyed weapons, because destroyed weapons is actually what costs the most. Because again, if you have higher tier weapons that like aren't exactly laying around everywhere. I mean, at some point you will have a crap load of higher tier weapons, but then you're looking at the next tier weapons. So again, it's like you don't want to stick around in those type missions too long, and it wind up costing more than you're making. But again, there's a trophy for 10 of those, where you're earning at least an extra 500k in bonus C bills, which that's actually tough. Again, it's kind of tough to stick around for an extra 500k without getting an arm blown off or weapons destroyed. So that one can be tough. It's usually better to do when you get a higher reputation and you have heavier mechs, going back into a lower reputation area, doing basically doing a mission that you're like way overqualified for. But it's a good way to get that trophy completed. Surgical Strike, complete a raid with 0 enemy units killed in a campaign or career. A raid mission is where you're going in to either loot something or destroy something. You could be to destroy a building, and might be a building in 3 different locations. So you destroy it here, then you go over here, destroy it, and then go over there and destroy that building, and you're done. Or it could be go over there, loot that item, then go over there and loot that item, and then get out. So it's kind of a get in and get out type mission. So that's why there's a trophy for doing one of those type missions without killing anything. And then that's actually pretty hard. I've already got a video for that I'll upload for that trophy, because if you step on a vehicle, it destroys it, including turrets. So you can actually step on and walk over vehicles and turrets, which that's what makes it a little difficult, because you have to be careful where you're stepping. It's easy to not fire your weapon, but I mean, you have to move, you have to run through the mission. So that's usually what the trick with that is being real careful not to step on any turrets or vehicles. By vehicles, I mean actual combat vehicles like tanks and stuff that are shooting at you. Complete 5 missions while playing co-op in a campaign or career. I have a second PlayStation. I've got a total of 3 profiles that I've used. I don't always use them. Like one of them I haven't used for years. The other one, the last time I used it was last year when I did this before on my other profile. So anyway, I can do that by myself. I don't need somebody to help me with that. I can just turn on my other PlayStation, load in under one of my other profiles, and just leave them on the dropship while I complete the mission. But I will be a mech short with it sitting in the dropship. But again, I can do that easy. But if you need help with that, reach out to me. I'll jump in and play with you co-op, and or if you've got some other friends, talk to a friend, play the game, because you can co-op through the entire game if you want. The trophy is just for playing 5 missions. A lance, you can have up to 4 mechs in your lance. So that means you can actually have 3 friends and literally be playing 4-player co-op missions. I've played with 2 other friends. So I mean, we were running either 3-man groups, or there might have been one AI pilot controlled mech. But anyway, yeah, I've played with up to 2 other friends before. So it's fun playing with other people, because when you're playing by yourself, the AI pilots get really dumb sometimes. And actually, I kind of found where it's better to use 3 mechs, not 4. It's that 4th one, or rather, in regards to the AI pilots, having 2, they can usually follow orders pretty, without like getting stupid. But it's that third AI pilot. When you have a total of 4 mechs and you're doing just, you know, whole lance commands, that third one kind of it gets stupid and winds up getting destroyed or getting your weapons blown up or whatever. But anyway, accumulate a net worth of 100 million C-bills in the campaign or career. I mean, that just takes a while, but I mean, I'll most certainly, you know, build up that net worth. Have all hard points on 4 mechs be equipped with tier 4 or higher weapons. By the time you finish the campaign, that should not be an issue. You should have easy access, and what makes that easy to obtain is those side objectives. Oh, where did I? Oh, these right here, these equipment collector, mech collector, these cantina missions. That's the best way to get higher tier equipment. Other than, you know, picking them up off the battlefield through salvage, like doing those missions, those cantina missions, is just the best way to get higher tier equipment. So again, that 4x4 trophy should not be an issue. Okay, then those hidden ones, there's an Act 2 and 3, and then the other hidden one, if you look at the star map, up here in this area, in the Steiner area, that's the blue, over here somewhere is, there it is right there, Kukin's Pleasure Pit. You have to stop in there, and you just have to go there. Boom, trophy unlocked. It's like an R&R type, you know. It's like, it says Pleasure Pit. It's just like an R&R type thing. It's just visiting that little system will unlock that other trophy. And then again, playing through the campaign unlocks Act 2 and 3. Now I'm running out of time here, but again, I'm going over all this stuff before the end of this episode, just kind of, you know, fill you in on everything. This is the system we started in. Those first 3 missions were done here, and again, we were locked into it. We were trying to get away. We did get away and flew into this system that we did that last mission in. And again, this is a Mercenary Row, which is a conflict area. So there's, you know, like right here, we can actually probably go to, yeah, view that transmission. This is a Reputation 3 mission. It's from Interstellar Expeditions. That's who was our employer and who got us out of that system. So we can select that. This right here is basically just telling us once we get to Reputation 4, those contender missions will be available. This one right here, co-op unlocked. So now you can play with your friends. Let's go back to the star map. So that one for Interstellar Expeditions, that's where that mission is. The little icon right there. But it doesn't really see like there's no other missions showing up right now. But normally in an area like this, there'll be missions showing up. But what we want to do, this over here is an industrial area. Industrial areas are where you, and this right here is that latest DLC I was telling you about. And notice that it just took me 50,000 credits to jump, to travel. And then this is where you can hire pilots. Each system in this industrial area should have a list of pilots. So if you don't see a pilot here you want to hire, then you can jump to the next one and look in the next one to see if they have any. This one right here looks like a pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and hire this pilot because he maxes out at 7 on ballistic and energy, 4 on missiles, but he's got an overall rating of 33, so he's got room to grow.
You pay me, I fight for you. Deal?
And then there'll be mechs available in the mech market. The contracts are, that last DLC was arena battles, so these are arena battles. So anyway, I hired the pilots. Now I have an extra pilot. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe. See you next time.